Arquetta.
Okay, so I can.
And now you can do the Bulldogs.
And now the starting lineups for your 2020 Metuchen Bulldogs. A senior, number 14, Justin Wetnick. A senior, number 16, Jake Musmano. A senior, number 18, Brandon Kick. Senior, number 20, Michael Piavoso. A senior, number 17, Andrew Bellows. A senior, number 23, Sadi Jaz. A senior, number 7, Reese Vella. A junior, number 10, Thomas Calantoni. A sophomore, number 24, Eitan Berenfeld. A sophomore, number 21, Jake Chinchar. And the goalie, a junior, Liam Benderley.
Okay, remind them to wear a mask and then have them stand and face the stadium flag playing at the national anthem.
Okay.
A reminder to wear your mask if you are a spectator throughout the game. Please stand and face towards the stadium, the flag, as we play the national anthem. Yep.
Thank you, that was great.
Okay. I'm gonna have to keep these because I don't have the Rahway roster.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Yeah, okay.
That mic picks up every single word that you say, so be careful what you say.
So we're on.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep, we're good.
Hello everyone and welcome to Metuchen High School. This is the Bulldog Report. I'm Eddie Kalegi. A great day for soccer. For the first time since my freshman year, since back in 2017, a Metuchen team is hosting a group championship game, and the boys soccer team 10-4-1 face off with the defending CJ Group 2 champions of Rahway High School. Last season these teams met in the first round of the state playoffs. Rahway beat them 3-0, and Metuchen's hosting this game because Rahway has pulled off 2 upsets in a row. They knocked off top seeded EB Tech in a 3-2 game and then beat Johnson High School from Clark on penalty kicks on Thursday. Metuchen's path here, they won against Spotswood 3-1 and then 3-0 against South Plainfield Thursday. Reese Vela and Brandon Kick with 3 goals each so far in the playoffs. But this is the first team in the playoffs they've faced that they did not play in the regular season, so definitely a new challenge today. So it should be a great one here between Metuchen and Rahway. Rahway coming in not as solid as last year, 5-6-2 this season after going 16-5 last year. Their conference, the Union County Conference, actually had a conference tournament, one of the few teams to do that in the in the state, and they lost in round 2 against Summit. Some of their leading scores, we got to watch first of all for their goalie, a senior Alex Argueta, who has 44 saves this season, and Dandarius Rodriguez, who has 5 goals. Metuchen will start with the ball, and it'll be Reese Vela kicking it from center. The Bulldogs looking to pull off and take their championship. This is their first final appearance since 2015 when they lost to South River. Reese Vela ready to set, and we're just about ready to go here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon from Metuchen. Vela kicks it, we're underway, heads it back to the defense, over to Jake Chinchar, but it's taken away by Rahway. This is number 8, Juice Salazar. He has it taken away, though, by Vela. This Metuchen team is anchored by a lot of seniors, but also some underclassmen like Kieran Subramanian and their goalie, a junior, Liam Benderly. Ejaz loses it out of bounds. And actually, they're going to say it was off of number 12, Nehemiah Cruz-Larin, one of the captains. And Piavoso will throw it in from the near side for the Bulldogs. Piavoso chucks it in, trying to head it in towards the goal, and a nice defensive play to head it towards the corner by Manny Luna. Metuchen will clear it out and reset. Piavoso once again throws it in towards the net, batted up in the air. After it goes Chinchar, but it's going to go to Rahway. Throwing it in from the far side is Salazar, headed, and now it's taken back by Metuchen. The Bulldogs have been key on defense this year. They've had a solid defense and got off to that roaring start. Had a couple losses at the end of the regular season against a couple of tough teams like Edison High School, but they've bounced back in these last 2 games, and they've outscored their opponents 6-1 so far in the state playoffs. Kick tries to send it in, but it's too far. That was Andrew Bellows giving it chase. So a reminder, we've got a full slate of coverage today. After this, the Metuchen Bulldog football team hosts Denellen in their final game of the season. So be sure to stay with us all day here on the Bulldog Report. Our last day of sports action until late January, as this one is headed up in the air, and it's going to be taken by Danny Amarin. But now Jake Musmano bringing a hustle, tries to take it away, and now the Bulldogs will clear it out to the defensive side and reset here. Bellows sends one deep, Vela giving it chase, and the goalie, Aguera, gets in there and makes a nice play. Like we said, Aguera has had a great year in goal, 45 saves, and he'll be one certainly to watch for throughout this afternoon. Chinchar feeds it in towards Vela, but right to Alex Argueta in goal. But Metuchen getting a lot of opportunities so far. Their defense has been rock solid. Rahway has only gotten it into across midfield once, and once again Metuchen trying to take it. Bellows, little collision there with Amarin, and now cleared deep by Anthony Ventura. The Bulldogs doing an excellent job so far on both sides, and they're hoping to score and take the early advantage. It's been a great year for Metuchen, who had a bit of a disappointing year last year, 8-10-1, but now their best season since 2017, and in a prime position here to try to take the sectional title. And like we said, this is the first sectional final that's been hosted by a Metuchen team since April of 2018. The boys baseball team had a game, a home game against Raritan that they lost 1-0 at Myrtle Field. That was the last sectional final that a Metuchen team has hosted. The Bulldogs, the boys soccer team, the only Metuchen fall sports team still standing in the state playoffs. Girls soccer went down yesterday to Wall. Field hockey fell 2 days ago against Shore Regional. And like we said, they got to give some credit to this Rahway team for taking out the top seed EB Tech, and that's why Metuchen has this home game. Piavoso sends one in, blockered away, and now giving chase is Musmano towards the corner. Another pass in and another block. Nice play right there by number 24. I think that's that's Luis Rivera. Now the other way, here comes Rahway. Trying to bring the pressure, tripped up there was Roberto Ortiz, number 11, who has 2 goals and an assist this season. The Bulldogs have been known for spreading the love around on offense. 10 players have at least 1 goal this year as they try to send it in towards Vela, but nothing will come of it. High arcing kick right there from Ventura will go out of play. So a lot of back and forth early on here, and we knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. 2 very evenly matched opponents. I know Rahway took care of business pretty easily last year, but this Metuchen team much better than last season. And Rahway, 10 less wins than they did last season. So big changeover from 2019. Musmano sends it in. Bellows has an opening, trying to get it free, but Amarin kicks it. Now Piavoso tries to make a last-ditch effort. And it'll stay Metuchen's way, and a corner coming up. So great intensity right there from 2 seniors, Michael Piavoso and Andrew Bellows. Like we said, there are a lot of seniors who are really talented who have helped anchor this team. Bellows, one of them. He's had a solid year with a goal and an assist. Piavoso has not scored yet this year, but has been a big playmaker on this offense. Reese Vela, the team's leading scorer, sends it in. The header is not going to work out right there for kick, and Metuchen will reset. But a great defensive play coming in out of nowhere was Miguel Cruz Loren to clear it all the way down the field towards the goal. So this one, fed out, it's Wetnick. Wetnick tries to cross to Bellows, too strong. It's gonna stay in, no it's not, it's gonna roll out behind the back of the goal. And a goal kick coming here for Rahway. So Rahway has turned things around. They started the year 1-3 and then 2-5-1. And since then have won 3 of 4, including these 2 upsets. And these have been instant classics that they've played in both of these games. Metuchen's games have not been close so far, but Rahway has had some of the tougher opponents, and taking out EB Tech, who came in 8-1, was definitely a huge surprise. Caputo throws it in, opportunity near the goal, and it's going to go up and over the post. A great opportunity to score there for Dandarius Rodriguez, who leads the team with 5 goals and scored one in each of the 2 previous playoff games, but nothing going there for DDR. Goal kick from Benderly. And misplaying that one is Barenfeld, but it'll work out and he'll have a throw in coming in. Tries to feed it in into a tight little hole there to Vela. Amarin breaks it up. Now giving chase over there is Wetnick. who has been hurt for part of the season, and it heads out near the crowd. As you can see on the camera, there's a lot of fans here who came for this big game. Kind of reminds me of my freshman year, the boys baseball game, when they had their sectional title game. A lot of people came to Myrtle. It's a big deal. I saw Mayor Bush was even tweeting about this game. You know, not that often that we see a team make it to a sectional final where they have the chance to be named one of the best teams in Central Jersey, and that's exactly what the boys soccer team has a chance to do today. As Vela sends a lollipop up there, and Arguetta's going to get it just before Brandon Kick could come over. And they'll get rolling once again. And that's going to go out of play over near the Metuchen sideline. And Metuchen will have a throw in. Vela over to Chinchar. Vela gets tripped up. Nice play over there by Caputo, who has been on both sides of the field, very active, but Sadejaz makes a nice defensive stop, and they'll set it back to the goal. So the Dogs will reset once again. Now that heads towards the goal, but it'll be fed back out. And it looks like a Rahway player got held, and Rahway will take it. I think that was Justin Wetnick there on the defensive side that held up Roberto Ortiz. Strong pass towards the goal, headed out there by Vela. A shot near the goal, but wide left. That was DDR Dandarius Rodriguez once again attempting that. So goal kick coming from Metuchen. It'll be a short one over to Ajaz. Vela. Kick, sends it in, but too strong. And Arguetta here on the goal kick. Bounces away from Barrenfield. He staggers back to try to get it and lets it roll out, and he'll have a throw in here. Barrenfield with the pass. Musmano tries to get it out. It's going to go to Ajaz. Bello streaking along the right sideline trying to get open, but that pass is taken away by Roberto Ortiz. Ortiz makes a man miss, trying to make some nice shimmy shake moves, and the defense completely crosses him up, but getting over there somehow to try to stop it was Wetnick, and it works out. Ortiz tried to double cross him, but it does not pay off. And Metuchen will send it in. Here's Piavoso. Bellows kicks it back. Berenfeld heading over. Up and in. Kick. And he pushed off. And Rahway will take it back. And Denny Amarin will feed it in from near the goal. Amarin's pass headed by Berenfield right out of bounds. And a throw-in coming here for Rahway. This one's going to scamper towards the corner and out near the trees. Benderly's goal kick out of the reach of both attempting headers there, Salazar and Ventura. Ventura's going to feed it back in on the quick throw into Salazar, but that pass is broken up right there by Wetnick. Now headed by Bellows, right near the circle. Rivera. Gets it into Caputo. Caputo over the left side. That's Cruz Larin. Gets tripped up by a John. Bellows heads out towards the corner to try to take it away. So a sideline throw-in coming here, Rahway, with maybe their first true scoring opportunity so far. Right in front of the goal, and it's blocked away. Another opportunity coming, but Metuchen does a great job staving that off for now. Benderly drawn out of the goal a little bit. It looks like, I think that was Wetnick who helped make the nice defensive play right there as the Bulldogs avoid a tense situation with a partially open goal. Here's the kick. Saved! Liam Benderly stretches out Superman style to knock that one away. Off the free kick. And now Rahway will have a corner, so Metuchen will have to do it for a third time. It'll be Ortiz feeding it in from the corner for Rahway. Strong pass, way up in the air, and way out of play. That ball almost ended up in the JFK parking lot, and now another corner coming here for Rahway. So Rahway certainly getting the opportunities right now and hoping to cash in what we can expect is a low-scoring game. Neither of these teams really had an offense that was going to overpower you. It was their defense and their goalie play that was so good, and a great header right there on the defensive side. That was Justin Wetnick again making another play. And now a corner, I believe, coming from the opposite end. Actually, they're going to rule that a throw-in just shy of the corner. Strong throw, heading towards the goal. Lipped out, almost in, high up in the air, headed around. Metuchen trying to clear things out. It's going to head back towards the goal. Piavoso makes a nice play. Bellows chases it towards the corner with Ortiz. They're going to say it went off Bellows, though, so Rahway will keep it. Rahway certainly getting the chances right now. Can they finally cash in? They'll have another one right here with Miguel Cruz Larin. Throw in, headed away, but now right to an open man. That's Darius Rodriguez, but it's taken away by Vela. Great stand right there from Metuchen as they'll try to get free. One Bulldog was just tripped up. I think that was Jake Chinchar. Gets up, he's all right. Strong pass in. That's Callan Toney. But Argueta handled it. Here comes the goal kick now. That one misplayed, bounces over his head. Barrenfield gives it chase along with Luis Rivera. Strong pass. Benderly will go and secure that one. Goal kick way down the field, past midfield. Musmano tripped up by Amarin, and it goes right out. Pass, Amarin breaks it up. Intended for Musmano over in the far left corner. So here's Michael Piavoso on the throw-in. Metuchen looking to make something happen. Skips out of the goal. Argueta secures it on the run. Argueta's going to drop kick it down the field. Sada John gives a chase near the sideline, and saving it and keeping it in bounds in a phenomenal play is Daniel Darius Rodriguez. Looks like they're going to call that a push-off, though. Metuchen's going to get it back. The Rahway sideline not particularly pleased with the call. So Metuchen heading into this season, they had lost in the first round of the state playoffs 4 years in a row, but this season they finally break that streak. Sending it in, now up in the air. Chinchar can't find it. Kick's going to get it for the Bulldogs. Galantoni stops for a moment, gets it back over to Ijaz. Ijaz finds Bellows. Bellows tips it up and out of play, and Rahway will take over. So still scoreless here in what has been a defensive stalemate so far in the CJ Central East A Group 2 Championship. Cruz Lorin feeds it in. Amarin loses it. Vela gets it back. Now Calantoni towards the corner. Hustling over is Musmano. He's going to keep it, but it's broken up. So Metuchen will throw it in, far side. There's Piavoso, chucks it in, and a big collision right down there between Musmano and Roberto Ortiz, but Rahway will take over and kind of get graced with a good call after the bad one against them a few minutes ago. Free kick from Amarin. Vela can't get to it. Amarin's going to send it back down and try again. Caputo. John gets it back to the goalie, covered up by Benderly. Nice play. Benderly sends it down. Amarin. Musmano can't get to that, and it's going to roll out of play. Anthony Ventura watches it go. So Metuchen once again in the scoring zone. Can one of these teams finally break through? Pass to Vela. That one's going to go out. And another throw in for Barenfield. Musmano, I think it goes off of him. Now they're going to say it was off of Rahway, so Metuchen is going to have one from near the corner. It will still be a throw-in, though, just shy of becoming a corner kick. Piavoso steps into the throw. In there, Amarin, again, he's been very active on the defensive side. Also has 3 goals this year, third most on the Rahway club, as Barenfield backtracks, resets around midfield. Along the corner, and out. So, pass coming in, no score here, still scoreless. A lot of opportunities for both sides, but nothing has come of it yet. We're still in the first half. Obviously no clock at our disposal here with the side soccer field, so just go by the whistles for halftime. So throwing it in is Bellows, finds Wetnick. Chase Stolarski, a freshman, just into the game for Metuchen, who made a couple of substitutions there. Looks like Kieran Subramanian is also in. The junior has been really strong for this team, leads them with 5 assists. Now Ameren giving a chase. A lot of Bulldogs trying to keep it in play, and they do. Vella's got an opening. Tries to get a shot off, but can't. Vella had a real chance, kind of got tripped up at the last moment, and it goes wide right. Very close. Metuchen got a complete lapse right there from the Rahway defense. The Bulldogs had 4 against just 1 defenseman and a goalie. So Metuchen will try this again. So the Bulldogs with a free kick coming. Angled left of the goal. Musmano sends it in. Broken up. That's Cruz Lapine. Now chasing towards the sideline, sprinting over to try to keep it in, but it goes out. Metuchen will keep it. And it'll be Piavoso here again, throwing in from near side. Piavoso in there and out of the way. Attempted header right there from Kick, who, like we said, only despite Metuchen having 10 different players score at least a goal in the regular season, they've only had 2 scores so far in the state playoffs, 3 goals each for Kick and for Vella. Argueta watches that go out. Corner kick coming. It'll be Subramanian. Like we said, he leads the team in assists. Some of those assists have come from corner kicks right here. Scoreless game here in the sectional championship. Metuchen hoping to take the lead. Subramanian hands up, sends it in. Stolarski backtracks, heads it over. Now Piavoso will go back, tries to keep it away from Ortiz, now sends it in, blocked away by Ameren. Subramanian tries to give chase, but Rahway will clear it down the field. And it'll go all the way back to Benderly in goal. Benderly rolls it over to Ijaz. Ijaz crosses it over to Musmano. Now Wetnick all the way over along the far sideline. Wetnick spears one in, but it's blockered away. And that will roll out. Quick pass here from the Bulldogs, trying to find Chase Stolarski, but they're unsuccessful. So just a quick recap, Metuchen 10-4-1 this season, Rahway 5-6-2. Rahway knocked off the top-seeded EB Tech and then won in penalty kicks against Arthur L. Johnson High School to get here. Metuchen beat 2 GMC foes so far in the state playoffs, hosting Spotswood and South Plainfield and taking them down by the scores of 3-1 and 3-0 respectively. And like we said, this is the first Metuchen appearance in a state final game since 2015 when they lost to South River. Rahway was here last year and they won last year, taking the victory in the finals. They ended up making it to the NJSIAA group tourney, which is not happening this year. Hard collision right there between Kick and a couple of Rahway players. Sit towards the goal, Argueta on the dive, makes the stop, and the scoreless tie remains. Argueta winds a throw up down to the right side. That's Ortiz. Ortiz gets it back to Salazar. Salazar works it up there. Here comes Rahway again. That one a little out of the reach of Cruz Lapin, but he's going to keep it going near the corner. He and Ijaz get tripped up. Cruz Lapin still has it. It stayed in bounds. Now in front of the goal. Nice defensive play right there by Wetnick. Ortiz slides and stops it. Another reset for Rahway. high up in the air near the goal, headed away. Cruz Lapine with the opportunity there. Ajaz gives chase, so does Subramanian. It's Subramanian who clears it down to midfield, and both teams were set, and that's sent out of play by Cruz Lapine. Stolarski gets tripped up for a moment. Calantoni. Now it's Barenfield. And Kick has it for the Bulldogs. Kick covered by two Rahway defenders. And it'll be turnover here, and Rahway will take over. And it'll be Amarin. Kind of looked like Rahway pushed off right there, but they're going to give it to Rahway. Amarin. A couple headers right there in front. And Piavoso, full head of steam, trying to get it free. Now it's Luna who sends it in, and Benderley comes out of goal to swipe it away. Benderley, high, arcing kick. Amarin. Now here's Stolarski. Gets a little sidewinder up to Subramanian. Kick takes a tumble. Danny Amarin sent Kick to the ground right there. Kind of took his legs out from underneath him. But no penalty. And here comes Metuchen again. Subramanian takes it away. Now Stolarski. Metuchen's got to try some short passes here, because the deep passes just aren't working for either side, because these defenses are both so solid. It's very difficult to break through against either one. Subramanian. Now this pass. Amarin takes it away. Danny Amarin has been so active on defense for Rahway. He's been really key for this team. For Metuchen, it's been Sada Jaz, Andrew Bellows, and Justin Wetnick who have really anchored the defensive attack. A little back and forth here near midfield. Piavoso, off his chest, gets it free. So still scoreless here. I'd say about 20, 25 minutes in now. And Argueta could not grab it. So despite it misfiring, Metuchen's going to have a corner coming up. So a rare miscue there from the very solid Rahway goalie, the senior, Alex Argueta. So here comes corner. Piavoso, Amarin clears it out, and Metuchen will reset. Vela keeps it in the scoring zone. Lollipops one up and just over the goal. And another near opportunity for the Bulldogs to try to score. They come very close right there. Reese Vela, full head of steam, shot that one straight on with no one in front of him, just a little high. And it results in a goal kick. This pass, sent down, taken by Benderley. Benderley rolls this one over. Metuchen taking their time. Ajaz along the near sideline. Feeds one up and in. Pass, kicks, header, and right to the goalie, Argueta. Now Argueta. There's kick. Here comes Nick Mills, just into the game. Another underclassman who's starred for this team. He's got 2 goals this season as a sophomore. So Sada Jaz will be responsible for throwing it in. Ijaz. Musmano tries to keep it from Ortiz. Metuchen with another throw-in. No score here nearing the end of the first half. Piavosa now giving chase is Wetnick. Over towards the goal, Argueta watches it go out, and a goal kick is coming. Argueta, aside from the one error, has been really good at watching balls that he can't save that aren't going to go towards the goal. Just let him go out and get a goal kick and let the offense get started again for Rahway. He's done a good job, good field vision from the goalie, and Benderly has had a couple impressive saves over there on that one big scoring opportunity. So just a little recap. It's been a lot of back and forth. Metuchen primarily has held possession in this game, I'd say for about 70% of this game. Rahway had one opportunity for about 3 or 4 minutes that they had 4 corner kicks, and they could not convert any of them. A free kick, 4 corner kicks, and a throw-in, and no opportunity. They had a bunch of opportunities, but nothing to show for it. Here's Sean Kenny. Metuchen has made a lot of substitutions. Kenny gets it over to Mills. Wetnick, and that one is high and out of play. So strong pass right there. Sliding to get control is Bellows. Now in front, Kenny, but Amarin makes the stop. Subramanian keeps it though. Subramanian over towards the corner, feeds it in, and cleared out by Rivera. Kick sends it back and way over the goal. Kenny and Subramanian showing some intensity right there for the Bulldogs, but nothing goes for it. Amarin, Subramanian, now Ventura, but it's taken, hustling towards the sideline to try to keep it in as Mills, but he cannot, and Rahway takes over. High archer, Wetnick, now pass down the field. Nice header to try to slow down the momentum, but now here comes Rahway. Darius Rodriguez wide of the goal. Darius Rodriguez, 5 goals and an assist, and like we said at the top of the show, only player to score in both of the games again already so far for Rahway here in the state playoffs. So Benderly will have a goal kick. Stolarski and Mills over there. Wetnick sends one high up. Kick, trying to get towards it, but Amarin is there as well. Kick gets it up in the air again. And him and Amarin, who did that go off last? Gonna be off Amarin. And Metuchen will have it. Corner kick. Coming from Metuchen. They've had a lot of these already. Subramanian sends it in. Headed right near the goal, almost an own goal, but a great job by Rahway. Man, that header, I think that was Miguel Cruz-Larine, almost sent it into his own goal, but a great job right there by Amarin to back him up on the defensive side. With how, great both these defenses are, it might take a crucial mistake like that to win this sectional final, and Metuchen almost got a massive break right there. Argueta, it goes deflecting off of Ortiz. He'll send one high and away. Bellows. Subramanian tries to keep it in, and it goes out, and Cruz-Lapine will throw it in. Off the throw, Misplayed, Ijaz, but a bad pass, and it goes right back to Rahway. Ortiz rolls it down the field. Benderly off the goal kick. Headed by Subramanian. Goes off towards the sideline. And Metuchen will take it. Sadi Jaz. Over to Kenny. Back to Ijaz. Strong pass in. Argueta is going to go back and stop it just before the baseline. Argueta's pass goes off near the far sideline. Rivera has trouble playing it, keeps it in bounds. Attempted header right there. Little collision there with Wetnick. Got pushed around by Salazar. Now Cruz Larine. Over to the left. Opportunity coming for Rahway, but Ijaz chases him down. The two Cruz Larine brothers, Miguel and Nehemia, have been active so far. And that's going to take us to halftime. That's the final whistle. So scoreless at the break. Both teams have shown some great action on defense and have had their opportunities. Metuchen almost scored on an own goal just a couple minutes ago, while Rahway 6 straight times had corners or free kicks and couldn't convert any of them. So we'll keep the stream going. I'm going to take a little break and be back in a couple minutes, but this is the Bulldog Report, Eddie Kalegi. Once again, this is the Central East A Group 2 Championship. So far scoreless at the break between Metuchen and Rahway. We'll be back in a moment. Back on, Ben. Welcome back to the Bulldog Report. I'm Eddie Kalegi. Second half about to get underway. Central East A Group 2 championship between the Metuchen Bulldogs and Rahway High School. No score so far despite both teams having numerous scoring opportunities. The hallmark for Rahway was they had the ball for about 5 minutes in their zone, a few corner kicks, a huge diving save by Liam Benderly on a shot on goal by Roberto Ortiz. On the other side for Metuchen, they've had a couple good chances. Kieran Subramanian has provided a spark off the bench, but nothing too concrete. Their best opportunity was an open field opportunity for Reese Vela, but he missed out and shot it wide left. So those are the two big chances so far to score, but somebody's got to score eventually, and we'll see if that happens in this next 45-minute period as the Bulldogs and Rahway get set to begin the second half. Like we said from the top of the show, Rahway is the defending champs of Group 2, Central East A Group 2, but they haven't had a great year. They were 5-6-2, but they did knock off the top seed. Everybody was expecting that if Metuchen made the finals, they'd be playing today at East Brunswick-Votech. Well, that did not happen because East Brunswick-Votech was upset in the first round by this Rahway team, who then won on penalty kicks in a game that went the distance against Johnson. So here is Rahway. They'll be coming here towards us on the scoring, Metuchen going the other way. And here's Vela. Vela gets it to kick, broken up. And Rahway will take over. So no score, just beginning the second half here. Pass in, headed away, and now Bellows will reset it for the Bulldogs. Wetnick back in, all the starters back in now for the start of the second half. Now here comes kick on the run. He got swiped on the run right there by Danny Amarin, who has certainly been aggressive on the defensive side today, but that aggression has really fueled Rahway's defense in, shutting down this Metuchen offense so far. The Bulldogs scored 3 goals in each of the first 2 games of the postseason, and they scored at least 1 goal in the first half in both those games. Their first scoreless half so far in the postseason. That one goes off the back of Kick's head. It goes back out to Barrenfield. Now Ortiz gives it chase. Quick pass now. Amarin gets tripped up. Bellows sends it in towards the goal. The goalie was sent out, but a good header to clear it away right there by Ortiz. That's been the one thing with Alex Argueta in goal throughout this game. He's been solid, but he's been drawn out of the goal a little too much, and you wonder if eventually, at some point, that's going to come back to bite him. There was the near own goal when a defenseman had to cover for him. There was the other play when he got drawn out of the goal and Vela had pretty much open field to try to score. But overall, Arquetta's been solid. Amarin sends it in from just shy of the goal. And that's going to be chased and watched go out of play. And Sadijaz will have a throw in here for Metuchen. Ijaz. Quick pass, sent across, Amarin. Oh, and tripped up right there, a collision between Ortiz and Musmano as that one goes out of play. Rahway takes over. That's Caputo, but it's taken, and Wetnick sends it the other way. Musmano has to backtrack a little to get to it, sends it off his chest, tries to keep it free from the defenseman. Ortiz slides and sends it out of play. Corner kick. Does not pay off for Metuchen, having to go all the way back near midfield, and it's finally secured by Wetnick, who, like we talked about, missed a lot of games with injury. Those were the games that they lost because he's been so instrumental as a midfielder on this team. He provides an offensive and defensive spark, 2 goals, 3 assists on the year. As shy of the goal, kick gets tripped up. So a second corner kick, this time from the opposite side, and it'll be Reese Vela sending it in. High up. Piavoso just wide of the net. So a reminder, our coverage today is not done after this. It's a long day of the Bulldog Report. After this, Metuchen High School football plays against rival Dunellen, 2 winless teams. Someone is going to end their winless season today. So be sure to stick with us for that beginning around 1 o'clock. Musmano finds Bellows. Now it's Wetnick. Wetnick spins away. Nice play. That pass a little too strong over towards Ijaz, but he keeps it in. Bellows, nice passing here from Metuchen. Ijaz over towards the corner, but it's taken away by Ortiz. Ijaz tries to get it back. Trips up Ventura, I think that is. Just took a tumble there. And landed awkwardly, and they'll check on him over on the far side. Pardon me, that was Miguel Cruz Lapine who took the fall right there, but he's going to get up. Looks like he's all right. And after the trip, Rahway gets a break and will take over possession. Beautiful Saturday afternoon here. A break from the cold weather. Nice sunny day. Perfect weather, and you see a lot of people here to cheer on the Dogs and to cheer on Rahway down on the far side. You see a nice sprinkling of red and blue amongst the crowd. I believe this is Ventura down there who will be sending the free kick away. And it's secured by Luna. Now Calantoni. Over to Musmano. Now there's Wetnick. Wetnick tripped up around midfield by Ortiz. Musmano trying to take it away from Ortiz. Ortiz heads over, slides, but Barenfeld's going to clear it back. Metuchen has it. Barenfeld wasting no time, sends it down. Headed by Ventura. Now here comes Kick. Kick has some open field. Heads in. Shot just wide right. Brennan Kick had a big opportunity to break the scoreless tie right there. Danny Amarin slides in at the last moment, and the shot altered and goes wide right. What a chance for the Bulldogs, and what a defensive play right there from Danny Amarin, who has been key to this Rahway defense throughout this game so far and keeping this a 0-0 scoreless tie. Amarin passes to Rivera. Fusiled just into the game for the Bulldogs, number 25. There's Jake Chinchar now. Metuchen definitely uses a bigger rotation than Rahway does, but now Rahway has open field. Here they come on the charge. I think that's Standarius Rodriguez, who gets taken down by Jake Chinchar. And here comes a free kick. Metuchen will line up. Bulldog faithful not too happy with the call, but that was pretty blatant right there on the contact. So here is Rahway. Hand up in the air. Here's the kick, and a great clear out by Justin Wetnick, who sends it back across midfield. Ameren tries to get one up. Another tumble, this time a late whistle against Michael Piavoso. So Metuchen certainly not being blessed by some of the calls here so far in the second half, but both Piavoso and Chinchar have made some pretty aggressive plays out there to try to stop the Rahway offensive attack. This pass, right on goal, Benderly stumbles over it for a second, but stops it. A strong shot there from Juice Salazar, but nothing comes of it. This pass goes all the way down the opposite side. Almost gets through the hands of Arqueta. He's going to reset and throws it in from the goal. Here comes Salazar along the right sideline. Pressure comes from Calantoni. And kick. And Metuchen forces it out of play against Rahway, and Eitan Berenfeld will throw it in for the Dogs. A substitution coming here from Metuchen. Sadijaz is back in. Jack Fusil heads to the bench. Berenfield throws a short pass in. Musmano tossed aside right there by Ventura. And now kick. Rahway takes that pass. Wetnick. Over to Musmano. Cutting over is Ameren, and he'll give it chase, and it goes out of play. So still scoreless a few minutes into the second half. Both teams have had their fair share of chances to score, but both defenses have held firm, and both goalies so far in this game, Alex Arqueta for Rahway and Liam Benderly for Metuchen, have done excellent jobs manning the goal. But now another corner coming up from Metuchen. Metuchen is very good on the corner kick, but just it hasn't worked out so far today. It's going to be a throw here from Piavoso. Bounces around. Wetnick gets it back to Ijaz. Finds Jake Chinchar. And he'll reset it back to Calantoni, and Metuchen has to try again from back behind the midfield line. Here's Berenfield. Sends one up. Arqueta dives and stops it. That goal kick goes right off the back of the head of Piavoso, and it's actually a good break for Metuchen because it stays in the scoring zone. Now, Bellows gives it chase towards the corner, and off near JFK Hospital, that ball rolls out of play. So from the goal, Danny Ameren will send this kick. As we've seen, Metuchen primarily has controlled time of possession today and have had more chances to score, but Rahway's defense has just been so solid. And the 5-6-2 record, don't let it fool you, because they took out the top seed here in this sectional, and they won this sectional last season, and a lot of these players are returning. If I look at the game from last year, the first round when these teams matched up, it was 3 different players, all seniors who graduated, who scored in that game. But primarily, a lot of these players were also part of that game because there's a lot of seniors on this Rahway team. Meanwhile, back to the action. Here is Rahway. A little bit of a fake there from Salazar. Fools Berenfield. And a slide, and that's going to go out. And Metuchen will take it. Bulldogs make another substitution. Jake Chinchar is going to come out. I believe that's Nick Mills coming in for Metuchen. Actually, that's Chase Stolarski, number 4. Berenfield tries to get it to Stolarski right away. It does not work. Now Berenfield's got to get it back. Calantoni sends it down. Header coming. It's Ventura. Now Ameren gives a chase for Rahway. Kick, can't find it. Trying to keep it in bounds, but Musmano can do nothing with that. A slide. Now giving chase is Piavoso, caught up from behind by Ortiz. Now Ijaz on the run. Here comes Dandarius Rodriguez. Rodriguez crosses, too strong for Cruz Lapine. Another opportunity, and Benderly makes the nice catch on the shot on goal from the right sideline by Salazar. Liam Benderly with another big play in goal to keep Rahway off the board once again. Benderly, a high arcing kick. Rahway takes it back. Manny Luna. And Benderly's going to take it. Coach Albanese calling out the shots from the sideline for Metuchen. He's been a very successful coach here with the Metuchen boys soccer team as kick gets tripped up. And you can hear the jeers from the Rahway sideline. So we'll see how they rule this one, as they blew that play dead. And Calantoni will have a free kick left of the goal, it appears. So they're going to have Wetnick or Calantoni. Let's see who takes it. It's going to be Calantoni. Nope, it's going to be Wetnick. They went a little back and forth right there. Header. Back to Metuchen. Stolarski feeds it in. Nice movement. Bellows along the baseline. Sent out of play by Rivera. Skips right of the flag, so I believe that will be a throw-in coming here for the Dogs. Ijaz. That one is headed right back at him by Ventura. Ijaz, shorter one this time, it goes right back to him again, but this time it's a Metuchen player, Chase Stolarski, who heads it out, and Rahway will take possession. Rahway trying to keep it, but Metuchen's going to take it back. It's Ijaz, over to Wetnick. Back to Ijaz. And that one gets away from Salazar. He had a big opportunity there, but Piavoso clears it out towards the sideline. But now Rahway will have their numbers back up there, and they'll have the ball just shy of the goal.
Check 1, 2, 3.
About halfway through the second half here. No score between the Bulldogs and Rahway. And remember, we'll keep playing until a goal is scored. We're supposed to start our football coverage at 1 o'clock, but of course we'll stick with this game until the end, as this is a sectional championship game. And like I said, the first one hosted by Metuchen. No score, 0-0. So scoreless here. A couple people were wondering, about halfway through the second half between the Bulldogs and Rahway. And like we were mentioning, sectional championship game. First one that a Metuchen team has hosted since 2018. Now I know, like track and swimming, they're often in the sectionals, but those don't happen in Metuchen. So whenever there is a sectional game hosted by a Metuchen team, it's a big deal. And like I said, I was here 2.5 years ago as a freshman when the boys baseball team played their game at Myrtle against Raritan for a sectional title. They lost that, but it was amazing, the outpouring of support for the team and the number of people here. And even today, a beautiful day, of course, a lot of people getting out to enjoy the warm Saturday weather, but a lot of fans lined up here along the side field here for some soccer action. Anyway, Metuchen's gonna have a free kick. It's Reese Vela. Sends one up, and that's way wide right, off towards JFK. So Danny Amarin will have it. Now the thing that fascinates me is that Danny Amarin has 3 goals this year, and seeing how much time he spends on the defensive side, it's surprising that he has 3 goals. He seems like more of a defensive mainstay, but kind of shows his aggression, and he has been so important. Him and Roberto Ortiz have really fueled this team. And Rahway's offense, typically led by Dandarius Rodriguez, he had a couple first half opportunities, but has been held basically silent since then. Ijaz. Pass to Vela. Now Stolarski. Defense comes, but he gets the pass off a little behind him to Barrenfield. Barrenfield crosses it. A sliding play by Ortiz to try to break it up, and it's going to roll out of bounds, but I believe that is off of Rahway. Yes, it is. Metuchen will have it on a throw-in as they continue to try to finally break through. Scoreless tie about halfway through half number 2. Here is Stolarski. Crosses one in, off of Ventura. Metuchen still with it, it's Reese Vela, who has 3 goals so far in the playoffs. He and Kick with 3 apiece. Ijaz, strong shot in, but Argueta takes it through the air. Here comes Rahway. Dandarius Rodriguez has it stripped of him by Piavoso, but a slide and an excellent slide tackle right there by Rivera. Someone take a tumble for Rahway near the Metuchen sideline, right near Coach Albanese. Looked like that was Miguel Cruz-Larine for Rahway, going after that one with Piavoso. Here's the cross. And Benderly makes the nice catch. Snags another one out of the air. Liam Benderly has done a great job in goal today. The junior, remember, a lot of these senior players are graduating. That's a lot of the added motivation in a game like this, especially after the shortened season with so many seniors graduating. And Metuchen, we don't know what this future holds because so many seniors graduating from this team. The Bulldogs will have Liam Benderly returning, though, as a senior in goal. So Rahway will be on defense here. Metuchen will have a corner. Here's Subramanian. Piavoso. Almost has it taken away. Sends it in front of the goal. He scored! Metuchen's on the board. The cross by Piavoso. I think that was Jake Musmano who put that in. Hard to see from the far side, but the important thing happened. Metuchen has scored about halfway through the second half and lead 1-0. Yes, Jake Musmano on the header off the cross from Michael Piavoso. The Bulldogs lead it 1-0. The crowd roars as Metuchen has taken the lead, but now Rahway will be playing with more urgency, and Metuchen's defense has to take a big stand if they want to win this sectional title. They'd love to tack on another goal here too. That would be ideal as Kick tries to send one down towards Reese Vela, and that goes out of play. Off the corner. Quick toss, and bounces right into Argueta. And now Rahway really has to hone in and focus. So 1-0. Metuchen on top off of a goal by Jake Musmano, his 6th goal of the season, which is tied for 3rd on the team. Piavoso. Giving it chase is Rivera. So after almost an hour of playing today, finally a team breaks through, and it's the Bulldogs taking the 1-0 lead. The assist from Piavoso right there on the goal. That was his 2nd assist of the season. So Kick loses it. Rahway's going to get it back. Metuchen's got to keep guys back on defense here just to make sure. I know you want to score and try to go up 2 and put this one away, but you can't allow Rahway to bounce right back. You have a good goalkeeper back there in Benderly, but always got to err on the side of caution. Calantoni. That one's headed up by Amarin. Amarin now slices one downfield, stopped by Wetnick. Wetnick over to Ijaz. Ijaz loses it for a moment, and that's going to go out of bounds. So Metuchen's defense, which has been so solid all year, has their biggest task all season. Josh Hyman, who's a member of the team, their backup goalie and a member of the MHS podcast, was talking about on the show that the team, they're prided on their offense, but their defense maintains a key role on this team as well. And now the defense really has to prove their worth here against a tenacious Rahway offense who was trying to tie this one back up. So Cruz Larine will throw it in from the sideline. Of course, like I said, we've got no clock here. I'm estimating probably about 15 to 20 minutes left. So still time for sure. And Piavoso does a nice job clearing that one out as two offensive players for Rahway were coming quickly. So Rahway will have a corner. That's just how Metuchen scored. So Bulldog defense has to stay heads up right now. Metuchen keeping nobody back. Rahway only keeping two. A throng of people in front of the net, headed up in the air, trying to keep it in bounds, and forcing him out with Salazar. Manny Luna there with the header. Luna has been strong on this team with 2 goals this season and an assist. Now it'll be Roberto Ortiz, one of the team's captains, a senior, who will feed it in. Second straight corner. What happens this time? It's off the ground, and it's cleared by kick right back to Ortiz, and that's wide and out of play. And Metuchen staves it off, and a goal kick on the way. Great defensive set there. I'm surprised that Ortiz went on the ground, maybe just trying to catch them by surprise, but I would have tried to get it up in the air and try to get a lucky header right there. And when you get it on a header, I mean, these are high school players. Sometimes there's mistakes. We saw how Rahway almost headed one into their own net back in the first half. So those mistakes will happen, and you can kind of, I don't know, almost try to bank on that as well if you try to send one in through the air, and there's just a much more opportunity instead of just focusing on one player. Anyway, Wetnick tripped up over by midfield, fighting for it right there with Cruz Larine. And Rahway will have it once again. So Rahway, I'd argue, has actually controlled time of possession here in the second half after Metuchen controlled it in the first half, but the Bulldogs do have that 1-0 lead, which is the most important factor today. Free kick, midfield, Amarin trying to clear it out. Almost a bicycle type kick right there to keep it in by Cruz Larine. Now Benderly's going to pick it up as pressure comes from Daniel Darius Rodriguez. Strong pass down the field. Amarin. Giving chase out there was Caputo. And it goes out. Here come the Bulldogs. Quick kick. Darius Rodriguez. Almost loses his footing. And it gets past Calantoni. Here they come towards the goal, and Benderly will take it. I am shocked that James Caputo attempted that shot from so far away. I would have tried to come in a little bit, but I know he had some defensive players bearing down from behind. Maybe he thought they'd catch him, but bit of a quick judgment right there, and he could have set up a much better shot, much more on target. Over to the left. Cross, a kick, and it's high and out of play. Will they call a penalty there? Because Daniel Darius Rodriguez just got tripped up hard by Piavoso and Wetnick. Shot attempt from Roberto Ortiz, and no penalty. So Benderly will send it away. And by my math, we've got about 15 minutes, I think, remaining here in the second half. A big-time collision with a couple of players from each side. Brandon Kick with the slide. Kenny sends that one away. Subramanian gives a chase towards the sideline, and that's going to go out, and it's going to go to Rahway. So here's Sadijan. Quick pass, taken away. Big collision right there between Stolarski and I believe that is James Caputo. Cleared out the other way. 1-0 is your score right now. The Bulldogs scored a goal a few moments ago. Jake Musmano on the assist from Michael Piavoso off of a corner by Andrew Bellows. And the Bulldogs hoping to close this out, keep Rahway off the board, and secure a Central East A Group 2 title. But still time to go, and Rahway's got it in front here. Great play to clear it out by Barrenfield, the sophomore, one of the more inexperienced players on this Metuchen team. A lot of sophomores, that's a class that they can be very excited about when they're seniors in 2 years. Nick Mills among them, along with Barrenfield, who have both been instrumental so far in this game. Subramanian gives a chase. Heading over is Rivera as well. Here comes Kieran Subramanian. Over to Kenny. Kenny over to Subramanian. Both of them have provided major sparks off the bench throughout the season for Metuchen. And that one's going to go out of play. So once again, just a reminder, stick with us after this game. We are not done today. We've got football action as the Bulldogs face off with Dunellen. They're both winless, but somebody is going to end their winless season today. Metuchen against a traditional rival Dunellen to wrap up the season. That'll start at the conclusion at 1 o'clock or at the conclusion of this matchup here in the sectional title. So here comes the throw-in. It's Ortiz. Ortiz gets a running start, throws it in, right in front, and I think that's offsides against Rahway. It is. They had way too many men across right there, and now Benderly will have a goal kick with open space. Benderly sends it down. Taken by Salazar. Salazar kicks it behind Ortiz, rebounds off of Calantoni's calf. Ortiz gives a chase, and it's going to roll out of bounds. Amarin comes in from the corner, trying to clear it out, and a great job by Metuchen, and now they've got to break away with Sean Kenny. Kenny running frantically. Amarin tries to stop him. A little bit of a slide near midfield. And the Dogs will keep it. What a job right there by Sean Kenny to get it going and clear them out of a tense situation. So the Bulldogs will have it in the circle. Free kick, Calantoni will take it. Time still ticks. And remember, with soccer, refs can add on extra time towards the end to account for the stoppages. There was that little injury at the beginning of the second half, which can be added onto the time as well. Thought they were blowing it dead for a second, but they'll keep going. A crosser over to Calantoni. Tripped up, but Stolarski takes it from Metuchen. Bellows on the run, trying to beat a pair of defenders towards the corner. Broken up by Ortiz. Here comes Rahway again on the offensive attack. Piavoso sends DDR to the ground. Now Wetnick back to Ijaz. Ijaz up to Kenny. He'll try to keep it in bounds. He slides. He cannot. Rahway will take over. And about 10 minutes, I think, remain here with Metuchen up 1-0, looking to capture the sectional title. Josh Hyman was telling us, one of the players, that the goal for many players, you know, the typical thing, try to win the division, try to win the conference when they thought there was still going to be a GMC conference tournament. But so many guys also said they want to win states. 4 straight years Metuchen's been eliminated in the first round, and now, just a few minutes away, if they can keep Rahway off the board, of course, time still remains as Metuchen seeks that elusive state title. And obviously not to be confused, you know, with the moniker, it's a state sectional title. There are a lot of sectionals, but it's still considered one of the state titles. Typically after this, there would be an NJSI AA group tournament, but I do not think there's one of those this year in the midst of the shortened season. Fall sports really effectively wrap up after today. And then they announced the winter sports were pushed back as Kick had an opportunity. Cruz Lapine sends it down. Now Barrenfield, little collision with Ortiz. Ortiz crosses up Musmano. Kick sends it down and out of play. And now's the time. Rahway's really got to start to pick up the pace and be a little more urgent out here. The 1-goal game. They got to just be careful, make some smart passes, try to make things pay off. And just behind us, Metuchen and Dunellen warming up for the football game, which kicks off in about 40 minutes, like we said. We'll start coverage of that at 1 o'clock or at after the conclusion of this game. If this goes past it, we are going to stay with the boys soccer sectional championship through its conclusion, rightfully. 1-0 Metuchen. Kick sends it over. Ventura, Stolarski tries to kick it free. Now Rivera. Rivera sends it down. Up in the air. That's Salazar. And Ijaz gets hit from behind by Dandarius Rodriguez. No penalty. These refs are really allowing a lot to go on right now, but you know, you kind of see that in any sport when you get to late in a championship game. Because as much pressure as there is on the players, there's also the pressure on the refs that they don't want to call something that could alter the outcome too dramatically. Right in front of the goal! And it's a turnover. Offsides again. Second time Rahway has had a header, but have sent too many forward in too quick of a period. Offsides for Rahway, and Metuchen gets a much needed break because that was bounced right in front of the goal line. And Liam Benderly continues to play a sensational game in goal. Benderly almost falls on his kick, doesn't get the distance he really wanted, as it stays on the Metuchen side of the field. Kick along the white line. Bellows gets it across. Now it bounces back, and it's going to roll out. Coming down to the final few minutes here of regulation, with Metuchen leading 1-0 off that second half goal about midway through by Jake Musmano on a header on the assist from Andrew Bellows and Mike Piavoso. Kick. Stolarski. And that's going to go out of bounds. Cruz Lapine sends it over to his brother. His brother is going to throw it in here towards Dandarius Rodriguez. And I believe that was off. Yeah, that was off Rahway, so Metuchen's going to have it. Kenny. Bellows sends it forwards. Amarin stops it. Pass. Now here comes Kenny trying to chase it down. Into the corner with Rivera. Kenny takes a tumble, and it's going to go to Rahway. Throw in, goes to Ortiz. Bellows with a nice block. Bellows. Now Dandarius Rodriguez. Mills clears it out. Bellows. Kicked up by Rivera, and it bounces on the sideline. So the Bulldogs up 1-0 right now. Just a few minutes remain. They try to close this thing out. Kenny. Fed back. Now it's Amarin. Bellows blocks it away. Quick pass. Heading towards the goal. Benderly's going to come out. He'll take it in. Calm and collected. And Benderly with a deep kick through the air from goal, past midfield, and headed out of play by Rivera. So a bad header right there from Rivera, and Metuchen will have possession. Bellows. And that's going to go out of play. Bellows. Pass. And that's going to go right back out. And the final whistle sounds. That's going to be it. That's the end. They rule it out. Metuchen Bulldogs are Central East A Group 2 champions. The players celebrate. They all come out. Metuchen has taken it. 1-0 the final score. Jake Musmano with the game-winning goal about halfway through the second half. Michael Piavoso with the assist. Liam Benderly with a shutout in goal. Rahway is devastated after taking out the top seed, but Metuchen has done it. They are champions of Central East A Group 2. 5 years ago, they were in the sectional title, and they could not win against South River. This time, the Bulldogs get it done and win it 1-0. That's going to just about wrap up coverage today. Remember, in just 30 minutes, we'll be back for some football action as the Bulldogs will face off with Dunellen. Until then, congratulations to Metuchen's boys soccer. I'm Eddie Kalegi. We'll see you next time on the Bulldog Report.
Let's get a tracking shot of that line, and you talk about how that's not social distancing.